Welcome back to No Shit MMA on thatchannel.com, sponsored by Extreme Couture Toronto, and apparently Robin's collecting money from a company called Canadian Fighter.
Yeah, canfight.com.
Canfight.com. Do you know about these guys? This MMA t-shirt company.
TJ, do you know about Canadian Fighter?
No, I haven't really heard of it.
Well, okay, I'm going to try to hook you up with some of their stuff. It's pretty good stuff.
We'll get you some more sponsorship for UFC 100. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have TJ Grant, who happens to be fighting on UFC 100 against Dong Hyun Kim. Just while we're on commercial break, TJ was saying all kinds of derogatory and negative things about Dong Hyun Kim. And then now that he's on the line, he probably won't, but whatever.
No, I know.
So welcome to the show, TJ. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
Good. How's training going?
Training's going real good. I mean, you know, I originally was supposed to fight June 20th. You know, I've had a couple opponents for that date, and then that fell through. So, I mean, it turns out I got a pretty long training camp, which is pretty good.
So you came... started your training camp 6 weeks before June 20th, and instead it's going to be, what, July?
Yeah, I actually found out about 4 weeks before the June 20th card. You know, the opportunity came up to fight Martin Kampman. From what our group, we understood, you know. The fight was offered to us by the UFC, and you know, he turned it down once. Yeah, I think his manager accepted the fight for him, but until, you know, he didn't talk to Martin, and once Martin found out, he turned the fight down. So
yeah, how'd you feel about that when a guy, you know, doesn't want to fight you? What did that make you think, or what was the explanation that you heard?
You know, I read his comments on the internet. I mean, I don't think he meant any disrespect. He just kind of, you know, he said, like, you know, the guy just fought in the main event on one of the Ultimate Fighter finales and beat Carlos Condit, and you know, he's ranked pretty high. And I think right now he figured the risk outweighed the reward. You know, there was not as much in it for him to say fight and beat me, or if he lost, it would be, you know.
So you're saying he's a bitch and he's just a chick in the face?
Well, yeah, I mean, you know. That's
yeah, I mean, when you say you don't think he meant any disrespect, you know he really did mean some amount of disrespect, right?
Well, I mean, like, you know, he took it as a career move, and he didn't feel. Right. I mean, obviously, like that, it's almost a good thing, you know. It shows that he respected my skills enough, and you know.
They saw you as a risk.
He would have taken me as a threat, and you know. So.
Well, so he's scared of you. So
okay, but now you're facing a guy that has no losses.
Yeah.
At UFC 100, he's got 11 wins, 1 draw, 1 no contest, and so you know, what do? You got a good understanding of his style.
Yeah.
How's your training camp differ this time against your last fight?
Well, you know, I just actually found out I was fighting him probably a week ago maybe, and really, I mean, I just got to prepare to fight a southpaw, you know, and obviously not to make any mistakes tied up because he's got the good judo.
Yeah.
But, you know, I fight one way, man, and that's to come forward, and that's to put my weight on the guy and to, you know, make him tired and just I want to smash him. You know what I mean? That's my game plan every time. I want to put a beating on the guy, and you know, can he handle it? That's gonna be the question, right?
Yeah. When you found it out, it was how many weeks out from the fight?
I honestly, when my fight with Rory got canceled, I think like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like a week and a half before the fight on June 20th, and then I think I was watching the UFC that was over in Germany, and well, my manager, I was gonna go and have some beers, you know what I mean? Because I was like, oh shit, I'm not fighting. I didn't think I was gonna be fighting until like August, September. And he said, you know, Goulet just got hurt, and you know, we're gonna try to get that fight for you. So
cool. Cool. And so for you're just saying you only fight one way, which is why, you know, you're gonna have more and more fans every fight. But you didn't question going after a tough undefeated fighter at all?
No, I mean, you know, he's beatable, man. Everybody can be beaten. You know, I'm ready to fight guys like him. You know, that's why I'm in the UFC.
Yeah, cool.
And you can't start picking and choosing your fights in the UFC, right?
Well, that's true. And then here's the, you know, you've got this. You're on the most epic card in UFC history.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what's the next one that's going to be this big? 200?
Yeah. So
500.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of crazy because I got on UFC 97. I thought that was a pretty huge card. You know, I get to fight on the same card as, you know, some huge names, and this one, you know, Dan Henderson's got to be one of my favorite fighters. You know.
Oh yeah. You've got 3 massive fights on the main card. You're on the fight card that night, which is kind of annoying because that means you're not going to be able to watch all the fights right away.
Yeah, you'll be able to go out and have a beer and see him after you fight, right?
Yeah, it's actually good. I mean, I get the. I think I'm going to be first or second fight of the night, and then
Beautiful.
I get.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah. So then you'll be able to sit down and relax.
Yeah.
And watch them all stress out.
Yeah, and just get some treatment for your hand and have a beer.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy that.
And is part of the UFC post-fight service, is it like a mani-pedi kind of thing? Like you sit down, have a beer, and they give you like a pedicure and a manicure and massage in your chair while you watch the fight?
Yeah, last time I just walked around, I kind of got mobbed. A lot of people didn't really know who I was, and after the fight, sure enough, they did, and it was good. It was good.
So, but now you're going to have gaggles of chicks just throwing underwear in your face. Does that get a little distracting, or are you going to be able to handle that?
I'll definitely be able to handle that.
Yeah, he's going to be all right there.
Yeah, welcome that.
That's cool. So you're going to do 5 that night? What's
Yeah, say
what's the number you're going to go for?
Let's assume you win. It's like 3 to 5. You looking at?
I don't know if my girlfriend's going to hear this radio broadcast, so.
Well, let's pretend she's not.
Yeah.
No, I'll just.
Now,
let's pretend she's involved.
Yeah, her and 5.
You're going to have to ask her that, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's get her on the show. Is she with you right now?
Put her on the phone.
No, she's not here.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Yeah. Because, we'd be saying some, ridiculous shit to her.
Yeah.
Preparing for this fight again, specifically, I ask you this, but I know the answer, but how does it weigh on you, the fact that it is 100, that it is a huge event? How much does this weigh on you?
Not really, man. I'm just, man, I'm going to get nervous no matter what. I could be fighting Joe Schmo. It doesn't matter. I get nervous. I put a lot of pressure on myself. But when the time comes to fight, I usually never have a problem, I find fighting, easy, and that's what I enjoy to do, Obviously, you just got to stay mentally strong backstage when you're warming up, when you're doing all the preparations, and that's really it, man, because when it's fight time, I have no problem turning it on, and I mean, I was obviously nervous in the UFC the first time, but I wasn't nervous when I fought.
When are you nervous?
More excited than that.
At what point? Is it the warm-up? Is it the walk? Is it the day of? When is the worst?
I get nervous right up until... I usually get nervous until weigh-ins, and then I weigh in, and I get more excited at that point. But then obviously the day of, you wake up in the morning, and for some reason your legs feel weak, and you question how everything. But that's just normal. That's just you gotta plug through that. You gotta get a good warm up in and go out there and fight, man.
Well, I think you should be more nervous than you are, because reality is this is going to be the most watched fight card in MMA history by 1,000 fucking miles.
Yeah.
It's the biggest fight card, and there may not be a bigger fight card in our lifetime.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you're part of it.
Excited, man.
So you should be scared shitless, because reality is if you have a great performance, you will be
your life will change.
Potentially one of the most recognizable MMA fighters on the planet.
Especially, you could easily make the broadcast after, right? And you have a great fight. It could change your life.
Right.
Does that cross your mind?
That's what I want.
Well, let's say, so are you now searching and looking on the internet at what kind of are you looking at buying a Hummer, or you looking at some places in the Pacific Palisades that you once you start pimping out and getting balling and getting all those big sponsors like canfight.com and all the other huge companies?
I've
making plans with your peeps.
Yeah, I haven't really made too many plans yet. I mean, it's all based on performance, so I got to go out there and do my thing. And once I get the money in my hand, then.
So will our next interview be we'll have to call your manager, who will then set up a time for us to talk to your assistant, who then will make arrangements for us.
All we're gonna get is your MC, anyways.
You guys won't actually be able to talk to me.
What's that?
Maybe I'll have a middleman. You guys won't actually be able to talk to me.
Yeah. So we'll ask questions. We'll wait 30 seconds, and then we'll hear the canned answer from your assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfect. We can't wait for that.
Yeah, that'll be wicked.
I'm looking forward to that.
I think our viewers will enjoy that.
Yeah.